Frequency Podcast Network. Stories that matter, podcasts that resonate.
Big Headlines is proudly supported by Canadian Blood Services. Today is the 11th day of the war in Iran, and there's some mixed messaging coming out of U.S. Central Command over how long the war could actually last. Hi, I'm Virjesh Dave. This is Big Headlines, everything you need to know to be in the know in just 5 minutes. U.S. President Donald Trump is calling the war in Iran a little excursion, a short-term one to get rid of some evil.
We go forward more determined than ever to achieve ultimate victory that will end this long-running danger once and for all.
When asked if the war could end this week, Trump just told reporters it would be over soon. That comment was powerful enough to impact oil prices, but then he said, "We've already won in many ways, but haven't won enough." Trump also warned Iran in a Truth Social post Monday night that it'll be hit 20 times harder than it already has if it does anything that stops the flow of oil within the Strait of Hormuz. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth spoke from the Pentagon this morning.
Today will be yet again our most intense day of strikes inside Iran.
Hegseth said the U.S. will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated. He added, that'll happen on, quote, our timeline and at our choosing. Australia's government says it's given humanitarian visas to 5 Iranian soccer players after their team refused to sing Iran's national anthem following a match. This all happened during Iran's first match of the 2026 Asian Cup, the Continental Women's Soccer Championship. The team faced harsh criticism inside Iran after that, and CNN reports they were forced to sing the anthem before their other 2 matches at the tournament. Iran were eliminated from the Asian Cup after losing their last match on Sunday, adding urgency to concerns over what would happen to the players if they went back to Iran. Australia's Immigration Minister, Tony Burke, says other members of the team can stay if they want as well.
They are welcome to stay in Australia, that they are safe here, and they should feel at home here.
Burke says the 5 players who were given visas are now under police protection in a safe location. In Cuba, students at the University of Havana have staged an extremely rare hours-long protest as a near collapse of the island's electrical grid disrupts classes at the school. CNN's Patrick Oppman is there.
In Cuba, this kind of thing is just simply not allowed. And so around us, there's a lot of university officials, government officials, people who are quite clearly plainclothes police. Only about 20-some students here. These students say that they can't study because the power's out so often, that the internet has become so expensive and so unreliable. And those are among the many complaints that many of the people on this island share at the moment. We've seen protests at night taking place, people going out with pots and pans, beating those pots and pans to get the lights back on.
The U.S. oil blockade on Cuba is a major cause of the problems with Cuba's grid. U.S. President Donald Trump says Cuba is in deep trouble and he's contemplating a possible American takeover of the island nation. Also making big headlines, the U.S. consulate in Toronto was hit by gunfire today. Witnesses tell 680 News Radio Toronto they woke up early this morning to the sound of gunshots.
But it was a tap, tap, tap. I honestly didn't think much more about it. Got up this morning, realized the American consulate's blocked off. This has got to be some kind of a threat.
No one was injured. The shots left small dents, though, in the consulate's bulletproof door. Police found around 10 shell casings in the area and say they're still looking for a suspect. TikTok Canada has been given the green light to continue its business operations here in the country following a security review by the federal government. Industry Minister Melanie Joly says the decision hinged on key conditions, including TikTok bringing in stronger protections for minors and the personal information of all Canadians. The minister says the decision will also save jobs by ensuring TikTok Canada has a physical presence in the country with an actual business office, and for TikTok users who rely on the platform for small businesses. The move reversed a 2024 order for TikTok to close its offices here in Canada. That was because of national security concerns. Last month, a federal court judge set aside an order for the social media company to wind down operations in Canada, which meant it could keep running its offices while the government conducted another review. Jolie says the government will track compliance and seek other measures to make social media safer for young Canadians. If you haven't listened yet, today on the Big Story podcast, Trade versus Security, Canada's complex relationship with India. Host Karen Siolan speaks with Amarnath Amarsingham, an associate professor at Queen's University.
I suppose then, how would you advise the federal government about approaching countries like India or China?
I guess we need to have a conversation with ourselves in some ways about what we're willing to tolerate from our trade deals, right? And I think strengthening economic relationships can create jobs and create investment, but are we compromising our kind of stated commitment to human rights? Are we compromising our commitment to the protection of our diaspora communities? I think sometimes these conversations get pushed to the sideline because it almost sounds like internal diaspora politics to kind of mainstream Canadian audiences. You know, they brought this conflict from over there to our country. It's a kind of imported conflict. They have to kind of give up these age-old back home politics by when they arrive here, that sort of thing. But I think we need to reframe that conversation to say these are Canadian citizens being threatened by a foreign entity on Canadian soil.
You can listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcasts. Now you're in the know. Thanks for listening. Big Headlines is proudly supported by Canadian Blood Services. Experience what you get when you give. You can make an appointment by visiting blood.ca, the Give Blood app, or call 1-800-2DONATE to book a donation appointment. Make sure you follow, share, and review Big Headlines. Today's episode was produced by Felix Slew. Enrique Amaturo is our lead producer. I'm Burjesh Dave. We'll talk to you tomorrow.